contactor, how does it work, the functionality. But today we're talking about something different. Meanwhile, if I say something different, I bring to you the topic, how to know a bad contactor. So there are many ways you can know a bad contactor. Maybe for example, you are working on a panel and there is a particular contactor that is giving you issue. So how can you troubleshoot, how to detect, okay, this particular contactor is the one having issue. So just before watching, I'll be explaining how to detect or troubleshoot a bad contactor. So as you can see, how to detect bad contactor. Contactor. This, and I told you in our previous video that we have segments in contactor. I call it features. So in contactor, we all know there's our there's our auxiliary contact. Auxiliary. Let me just show you this. Our auxiliary contact, our power line contact, which is M1, M2, M1, T2, T3, and our coil contact side. So now we want to know whether the contactor is bad or not. The first thing I'm going to check your coil. Coil can be number one major problem of contactor, because if the coil is not energizing, there's a problem. It's either the first thing you're going to do, you take your multimeter, check the continuity, you put your multimeter in continuity sign like this on the meter. So when you put your meter when you bring your meter and check the continuity, you check the resistance, ohms, resistance that flow, and being that time you are checking the contactor, try to disconnect all the power entering the contactor, input power, disconnect. There should not be power in the circuit at all. There should not be power in the first, that is the first step. There will not be power in the circuit. When there is no power in the circuit, which is the N1, N2, N3, there should not be power at all. Off all the breaker, the circuit breaker, before you can do your troubleshooting. Then the first thing you going to check the resistance from the A1 point to the A2 point. So when you check the resistance, a good resistance will give you resistance value. Good resistance value will give you 0 to 66 ohms. Good resistance will give you 0 to 66 ohms. So anything less than 66 is 0.66. Now that means your contactor is bad. If it's 0.1, your contactor is weak, is bad. If it's 0.2, your contactor is weak. If it's 0.3, your contactor is weak. If it is 0.4 ohms, your contactor is weak. So my brother, my sister, you need to what? You need to change the contactor. You need to change the contactor. So after checking the resistance between the A1 point and A2 point, the resistance, not continuity, resistance value. Your resistance value here will be what? Is 0.66. So will be 0.5. But if it's 0.6, you are safe. Your contactor is okay. But if it's not 0.6, if it's less than 0.6, that means your contactor coil is bad. Take note, your contactor coil is bad if it's less than 0.6 ohms. If it's less than what? 0.6 ohms. Now, if this our contact side is okay, maybe when we check it, we troubleshoot it, we get 0.66 ohms. If our this thing is okay, the contact side is okay. So what will be the cause of the contactor? Number 2 is either the voltage that's supposed to energize this coil, the voltage is very low. The voltage is very low. The voltage cannot energize because each contactor has different specification. Yes, different specification. But we have sometimes we do have DC coil in the contactor, and sometimes we do have our AC coil. So as a technician, as an electrician, so firstly you need to know the kind of voltage that is going to your coil. So if normally 220 voltage is the voltage that is suited, that is the appropriate voltage that your coil, the contactor coil needs. And eventually, or for adventure, the voltage that is going to energize the coil is not up to 200, maybe it's 150 voltage. It will not energize. You know what it's going to do? It will be what? Closing, open, close, open, close. It will be pa. It will not close. The coil will not work. The coil will not close, and the contactor will not work. So you need to check the voltage. Check the voltage. If it's not 200 to 220 volts, that means the voltage will not be able to energize the coil in the in the contactor. Another thing you need to know that is this: our NC contact point. Normally this is our NC. Why we say our NC means normally what? Normally close. Normally close. This is symbol. Normally close. And this our NO means what? Normally open. Here is close. It's close together. NC normally close. NO normally open. Now we put